This is Lewis Art for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and William Hill. Delighted today to be joined with Adam Azim. We're not far away now, sort of about a couple of weeks away. Yeah. How are we feeling, mate? How's things been for you, mate?
Yeah, things have been great, thank you. I hope you're well as well. I was looking very sharp on the pads today, as you can see, and the bags, feeling fit, very strong, and can't wait to fight one of my toughest fights in my career right now.
You said you're feeling good. How's sort of the hand? How did it sort of heal up after February?
Yeah, it healed good. Got that couple of weeks, to get that rest in, get that the hands working, get my strengthening off the hands as well, and it was a good rest because obviously I had that fasting period as well, and then I got the rest in, and I'm looking forward to my next fight now.
How was the sort of fasting period for you? How was Ramadan?
Yeah, it was great. I didn't really put on much weight. I actually cut weight in fasting period, so. My weight's really good right now, and I'm looking shredded. So, yeah.
Is it a hard thing with Ramadan? Obviously you keep the weight down, but is it half after Eid and then everything else like that? To not put too much weight back on? Would you say where you've sort of been not eating much? I've obviously been eating when the sun goes down, but after Ramadan, when you get a sort of free reign to eat what you want, is it hard to sort of keep the weight down a little bit?
Do you know what? My weight was actually bang on because during the fasting period, my nutritionist recommended me some stone baked pizza from Sainsbury's. So I kind of whacked that into the oven and then had that, and then the sweet potato fries, which is grilled. So I didn't go over the top. It's like a good meal, and then you got your it's like a good meal, and it's like a good healthy meal. So you don't have to put on that much weight. But in Eid period, I was just having rice and chicken. Wasn't blowing up too much because I was so focused for my next fight. So.
Do you feel like during Ramadan, I was saying this to Hassan, and I was saying, do you feel like your focus was a little bit you're more focused, because not only are you focused on being the most faithful person that you can be, you're also focused on all your training, and your senses and your focuses are dialed in times 50, times 100. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's because when I was just really focused for the fasting period, because that's a month of blessings. That's where I get rewarded by Allah the God, and which is it's a big month for me, because this is where I can be more grateful to God, and get more blessings. So plus I was training in Ramadan, and it wasn't affecting me, because when I fast and train, it makes me makes me feel better as well, because you're also doing your Islamic your Islamic purposes, and you're doing your training, which is good for me.
Absolutely. We'll move on. Next fight at York Hall. And I remember you said you first time fighting at York Hall. What are you sort of expecting there? When I saw it, I was saying, I'd done an interview with Hassan, and I was saying is it really? I think it's a little bit too small for you, for the Azim brothers, because you've done a Wembley, and you always bring good fans to Wembley. So this is going to be like a cauldron of noise. So I'm sure you look forward to it.
Yeah, the noise is going to be amazing, because obviously it's a building where it's just really packed and it's so close. So the roar in York Hall is going to be amazing. It's probably going to be 1,200 lions just roaring, and I'm going to be the guy who's fighting in the middle against another guy. So it's going to be great, and the atmosphere is going to be amazing. So, but it's not really a big venue, but it's where the legends and the greats have fought. And so,
is it something that you look a little bit more forward to? Where in York Hall, where at Wembley, it's a big arena, you're sort of spaced out a little bit more, but then York Hall, it's you're all packed in. You can't. You're going to bump into someone. You have to. So is it something is a little bit more exciting, where that atmosphere will be a little bit more like a cauldron of noise, if that makes sense? You will literally feel everything. You can hear probably what someone's saying from the balcony. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I think the York Hall noise is going to be massively loud. And then, the thing with the Wembley fight, when I was fighting, I finished my fight, I waved at a lot of people. I couldn't see the people that I need to see. When I'm in York Hall, I can be like, oh, look, there's, my mate at the top, I can see my family, It's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to the fight in York Hall, and, I've got a tough opponent ahead, and I'm going to showcase my skill.
You said a tough opponent ahead, another winning record, sort of from outside the UK. Do you always find these sort of dangerous ones? The one I always think of when I look at tough, undefeated fighters from outside the UK, it's always a guy like Breedis Prescott, who's going to come to win. And obviously, when he fought Amir Khan, he ended up knocking him out. So, is it something that you always wear? You've got to be wary of these guys, where they might not be well known, but they can definitely. There's something for them to prove.
See, with me, I'm very focused. Anyone I fight, I don't underestimate no one. But you know, like previous fighters, they don't underestimate no one. But it's just like it's yourself on the day. It's not necessarily you're going to be worried about him. You got to train as hard as what you have to fight, because that guy's going to come and win. With me, I'm training so hard. I'm so focused. I don't really get to see my family much, because I stay up here. I have to train, stay focused. Make a lot of sacrifices, and afterwards I can relax. But the thing is, I'm not fazed by whoever's outside the the country, because my previous fight, the guy was 12-0, beat him on my 8th fight. I'll be on my 8th fight. So this is another guy coming in. I'm looking forward to it, and he's there to take my own, and I'm there to take a win. That's how
I know you wouldn't have a preference, but do you find it hard to find opponents from the sort of the British level, the British opponents? Do you feel like maybe like with your record, with your name, the British fighters don't really want to fight you?
Do you know? It's just like everyone's on their own path at the moment in the domestic level. Like with me, I want to hopefully go through the European route one day. Right now I'm going outside the country where there's European fighters, mostly where I can get into the ranking. So when I look at it, those domestic fights are bigger when it's down the line. So one day, there's going to be good names out there I can fight. So right now I'm just building my name and achieving my goal right now. So
you just mentioned there earlier about the sacrifice that you got to make. You say you don't really see your family. How important is it that you're focused on this goal and everything to achieve? Is that's all part of the plan, and you actually do you embrace the dark side of the sport, would you say? Embrace sort of the hard times and what makes you as a man, would you say?
See, what makes me as a man is just like I have to make sacrifices. This sport is not easy. There's a Filipino guy who passed away the other day. Rest in peace to him. Look, he sacrificed himself, getting in that ring and fighting for his family and for the people that he loves. But the thing is, a lot of people need to realise when you go into that ring, it's a life career sport where you can die from the ring. But you need to it's like a lot of people need to realise boxing is no joke. But for me, for my sacrifices, I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing it because I love it. I've been doing it for years, and I'm a man because I know that I've been working hard and I deserve it.
Is it good to also, you talk about your family, but is it also good to have a supporting family behind you, a very boxing-focused family of you, Hassan, your father? Is it important to have a supporting family out there? Like, you're on your own, but you're not in a way.
Yeah, definitely. Like, my dad and my brother, my brother trains with me, my dad comes, supervises me. Me and my brother, we stay at the flat ourselves. We do our cooking, we do our preparations, we do our sleep. We have to sleep on time. We don't really go out much. The only time I get off is Sunday, so I go back to Slough on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and back again. So you've got to keep this consistent day of training, because that's the way you're going to get better, isn't it?
Absolutely. We'll talk about the world scene of 140. We're just talking about a few names there, guys like Matthias, Prograis, Taylor. I'm sure, do you ever look at these guys and be like, give me a couple of years, or give me, however long, I'll be mixing with them guys soon?
Yeah, definitely. I always have my eye on, the champions. I don't look forward, but, I want to achieve what they have achieved. I want to fight them one day. So there's going to be a period of time and a point where I'm going to have to fight them. They're going to be calling out my name. So I don't necessarily need to call their names out yet, because I'm not at that stage yet. But when I get to that stage, then I can call their names out. So.
We'll talk about a fight at 140 this weekend. Ismael Barroso versus Rolando Romero. I don't know if you've seen it. What did you we'll just touch on the stoppage there. It was a bit of a mad one.
It's a mad one to me, because that stoppage was just shocking. Like, what was the ref seeing? The punches weren't even landing. It was all going, sliding through their heads. So when I saw that stoppage, I was like, wow, that's shocking. But what shocked me was when Rolly got dropped, and the guy's only 45. But the thing is, you never underestimate your opponent. I think Rolly went into that fight, underestimate the opponent, but he became world champion. Hats off to him, but you can't underestimate no one. So,
when you ever look at a guy like Rolly, is it something that you'd love to fight him one day, because he's going to talk, and sort of the build up with the press conference?
Yeah, it'd be good, because he's a trash talker. I'm not a trash talker. I'm a guy who talks in the ring. I'm not a guy who talks outside the ring and does the trash talking. So when I ever have a press conference with him, I know that he's going to do the trash talking. So I'll say to him straight, I do the talking in the ring. So,
do you feel like now, where you've got the hype, do you feel like the pressure on your shoulders, where you look at, do you ever sense that maybe some guys, not on the British level, but just in a level in general, people are making aware of you? Do you feel like you feel like people could be jealous of you in a way of the success that you're getting?
Do you know what? There's going to be jealousy, there's going to be haters, there's going to be good people, and there's going to be bad people. I'll just try to do my thing. You know, I'm a guy who's just on a path to, you know, achieve a goal. But I'm just going to, I'm not good yet. The only time I'm good is when I become world champion. So that's my theory. So.
Well, Adam, thank you for your time, mate. It's been good to chat to you. I'll be there for June when your next fight is. So best of luck, mate. Top man. Thanks for catching up with you.